Anything can happen. As though once one bad thing happens to you, it's easier for another bad thing to smack you. As if when you're vulnerable, God decides to kick you while you're still down. But she doesn't believe in God, not since she woke up on her last birthday. Her first day as a teenager. That's when she decided. Anyway, she doesn't mind her dad's fussing, because she's just the same, only she doesn't say anything. It's like she expects a disaster with every ping. During the past 2 hours, she has imagined her dad falling down the stairs at the metro station and being trampled by the crowds. She has imagined him walking from the metro and glancing, instead of looking, at a busy junction and getting flattened by a motorcycle rickshaw driving on the wrong side of the road. It wouldn't actually kill him, but he'd definitely end up in hospital. And now he's rushing back. The roads are so dangerous here. Tony comes to a conclusion as she waits patiently at the road's junction outside the hotel. She should worry about bigger things instead of stressing about traffic accidents. She should upscale to the apocalypse. So she crosses to the promenade, leans over the railing, and imagines in the distance a tsunami sweeping up the Hangpu-Chu. Would it come from her left or her right? She can only imagine it coming from the left. But that's correct. It would come from the sea, from the left. In front of her, there's a procession of 3 open barges laden with pyramids of coal. Boxy Chinese characters are spray-painted in yellow across the coal. The delivery address. Or a Chinese proverb. Or, "Happy birthday, Mai Ling." That's the name of her best friend in the denim jacket pimping embroidery group. The tsunami roars towards the bund. She grips the steel railing, and the leading edge of the wave lifts the coal barges so that they're half as high as the buildings of Pudong on the opposite bank. Yellow-coated coal pours as easily as cornflakes from a box. Tony feels much better for that. The world looks super normal now. Daylight is fading, and the digital advertising for the Pudong skyscrapers starts to pulsate. Dunlop to Range Rover to I Heart Shanghai. She wheels around too quickly, for she now attracts attention. It's not as though she looks foreign. Her hair is dark, but when anyone sees her ice-grey eyes, they seem to freak out. She must look like a ghost. 2 girls with that Harajuku look. White net tutus, white lace-up high tops, and preppy tight sweaters smile at her, take out their smartphones, and snap her photo. She snaps them back. They're delighted. Tony could get used to this place with all the smiley faces. With her back to the pullulating Pudong, she takes in the sedate granite buildings ranged along the bund, the near uninterrupted vista of 1920s solidity. And she picks out the Waldorf Astoria, where her dad took her this morning for a white chocolate mocha in the long bar. So swanky, but in a dark wood way, with huge, lazy ceiling fans. Tony turns back to the Pudong skyscrapers, a cityscape built in the last 30 years on swampy farmland on the east bank of the Huangpu-Chu. Small passenger ferries ply across the river, miraculously avoiding the heavy traffic of barges and container ships. The biggest ships are guided around the tight loop of the Huangpu-Chu by tugs pulling on their sterns. Between the commercial traffic and the passenger ferries, a golden galleon twinkles its carefree way, seemingly indifferent to the possibilities of waterborne calamity. 300 tourists drown in Huangpu-Chu as megaton ship rams golden galleon. Tony wants to be a reporter when she grows up. She isn't the only person twisting back and forth trying to reconcile the 2 banks of the river. Colonial past meets confident Chinese future. Tony wonders whether, if she traveled at light speed back and forth across the river, she would travel back in time. She read about an astronaut going into space and back at high speed. He lost a second, or something. If she could go back in time and fix things, then she wouldn't be here now on a business trip with her dad. He'd said she could stay home with a friend, but she knew he wanted some company. In fact, he follows her around the house now, always sitting nearby. Even if he's doing some admin, he'll sit close with his laptop. She doesn't mind. It's good, really.